Hi, it's Colleen Schmidt from Divination Counseling Service here today to present the sign of Aquarius for July 2021. So if you're an Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, or an Aquarius Ascendant, there could be a message in this video for you. Before I begin, I want to take a moment for gratitude. First of all, to thank you for watching this video, but also to thank all of my subscribers. If you're not a subscriber, please consider being one. And if you would, please like, share, comment. I'd love to hear from you. So we're going to be doing a Celtic cross where I then grab 3 clarifying cards to complete a Celtic block. We will be using the American version of the Rider Waite Deck. Once that's finished, I'll come back and we'll look at the asteroids that are traveling through the sign of Aquarius during the month of July 2021. So let's jump in and have a look at what messages the cards have in store for the sign of Aquarius. So we're going to, as always, allow the cards to choose our significator for today. So we're going to go through our usual ritual and see what we have. So we're going to take our usual 3 piles. Feel pretty good. So let's see what card has been chosen for our significator for the sign of Aquarius. You're surprising people, or you're being surprised by people. Now this is an interesting card. Right side up, the Knight of Pentacles is somebody who does what they have to do. It's quite scholarly, this individual, young, working their way through. But really what the card represents is doing what you're supposed to do. Not trying to make waves, just doing what you're supposed to do. When it's upside down, I actually like seeing this card, because it means that if you're a yes person, you've learned to use the word no. This card is about being surprised. So either you are being surprised by other people, or more likely, you, my Aquarian friends, are surprising people. The card that crosses that is that, well, this might be why. There's so much going on. Phone calls, messages, opportunities, that if you are normally a yes person, you might have to put up a boundary. There's just so much going on. So you're being surprised, but there's just, probably because there's so much activity, so many possibilities. The foundation of the card is Temperance. And we can see from Temperance, looks like I got chocolate on the card, but not sure, it won't come off. In any event, typical for me, this card means that you're walking on solid ground. So Aquarius, regardless of what's going on, you are walking on solid ground with Temperance. What's passing you is disappointment. What you thought was going to make you very happy and you were celebrating it has been rather disappointing. Until this point anyway, right? So right side up, of course, is celebrating, but upside down, what you were celebrating has gone on to be disappointing. What crowns this reading is the Queen of Swords. We can look at this many ways. This could be support from a professional source, particularly for something that might be rather stressful. It could be something that you're working on, a goal, and you'll get support for it, okay? But whatever it is, it's because of the sword, you're really having to work at it. It could be educational, it could be travel. In other words, it doesn't just float in. You have to work. The Queen of Swords could be an independent woman, but it could also be just being independent. Period. because that's what the sword represents. What's coming up for the future is you haven't been feeling very fulfilled. So it looks like you're still dealing with that, even with all of this stuff going on around you and the fact that you are walking on solid ground. I think that that disappointment has now extended itself to, I don't feel all that fulfilled. It's not fulfilling. And it might be that it's to set you out to look for opportunities that might be more fulfilling. Just not feeling fulfilled is what that means when that's upside down. Of course, right side up, it's the wish card. But we did pull it upside down. So in the upside down position, it is a card of not feeling fulfilled. Okay, so what you're bringing to the table is that there's so many things going on that you don't know about. So you're bringing this whole mystery with you. And this could mean that every Aquarius out there is at some level on a path and not really sure where it's going to work out or how it's going to work out. But I will tell you this, there is spiritual assistance with this card. And it does mean that when things finally do show themselves, it will be in your favor. The external is that very soon you're going to be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. That's what I keep getting from the cards, or that feeling that you're on a path, that you're not quite there yet, this trip, this storm, but you are so on your way. And the external circumstances are such that very soon you will see the light at the end of that tunnel. Hopes, wishes, fears. Well, I think it's a hope. The Devil card in reverse. Now, if it's right side up, of course, not only is it talking about the end of a cycle, it's talking about how you're committed to something that's not good for you. Okay, the devil is just like hanging on to something that's just could even be self-destructive. It showed up for you, Aquarius, in the upside down position, which means that you're doing the right things for the right reasons. And that as you go through this and you begin to see the light at the end of the tunnel, it's not about being on a power trip. It's not about being connected to things you know won't do you any good. It's actually about freeing yourself up so that you can take advantage of things and do the right thing for the right reasons. That's actually good. So I guess, Aquarius, you just want to take the high road always. And that's wonderful. First outcome is, not surprising, that you will have to make some decisions you don't want to make, but you have to. And that kind of makes sense with this card because you're really not on a power trip and you're not trying to hold yourself to something that is not good for you. And part of that means that you have to let go, even if you don't want to. These are decisions you make. You don't want to, but you have to. So our three cards are that you're going to get more with honey than vinegar. Okay? Don't push. Don't push. It'll do you no good. And when I get to the asteroids, I can explain that further. So don't push so hard. You will only stress yourself out. You will say things you'll regret. You'll do things that you'll regret. Don't do it. Try to be as patient as you can. Because it's futile. It's futile. Okay? That's what that means upside down. I'm sorry. That's right side up. Upside down is not futile. I'm sorry. It means that things are not as bad as you think they are. You think things are terrible, awful, and horrible, and it's really not. Okay? Just don't push. It is working out the way it's supposed to. That's upside down. Okay? Could have read that one last. But this one really goes with this. And what I'm trying to say here is that you're overextended and that you might have to let go of some things because you are overextended. And I don't think this is financial. I really, truly believe that this is taking on too many things. Okay? No point doing that. You don't have to. This also goes with this. That's why I should have read them a little differently. These two go together. You're overextended. You're pushing too hard. Pushing too hard, overextended. You see that? You don't want to do that because things are better than you think. You think things are terrible and horrible, but actually it's way better than you think. And you're going to run into this in the next month with this card here. So here's a case of where I'm going to tell you things aren't exactly as they appear, my Aquarian friends. And things are better than you think they are. Because there's a lot going on that you don't know about that will work out in your favor. So these ended up being quite a good reading. And you really do have your feet planted on the floor. I think what it is right now is to be patient and to trust yourself. Those are the important qualities right now. So let's see if the asteroids confirm with what we just found out. So Aquarius, the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that the planets are in retrograde. And being that you are what's called a winter baby, and we are in the heat of summer, your energy level might not be quite what it would be at other points in the year. That's not bad. It just means that you have to be patient with yourself as much as you have to be patient with all that's going on around you. But do take the time to prioritize your life. That would be the best use of energy. Right now, you are getting ready to take risks that will lead to your victory. So the cards were not inaccurate there. It also talks about money. And it's not like a little bit of money. So it may be that you're dealing with bigger organizations where there is more money. It might be an opportunity that you have to create more money. But money is in there and there is victory with it. But you do have to stay conscious. You have to stay awake. And you also have to realize that a lot of what's happening is about justice, just deserved. If you worked really hard at something, but you never really saw much from it, you could start beginning to see some of the rewards of your efforts. Might not be as quick as you want. It may not move as fast as you want, but it's going to still be there. It also refers to the fact that use compassion right now when you're dealing with people. Really be compassionate, particularly about for those people who are not well, people that have health issues, that the one thing you want to do is you want to be compassionate. And I do see you doing that. I do see you really being compassionate. You're also bonding with other people. This is a time of getting together with people who are like-minded, have similar ideologies. This is the time when you'll do that. And what you're doing here is building a foundation of sorts, okay? I think there have been some things that you've been excited about, but you've also tried to restrain yourself a little. Okay, so I do see a balance here between excitement and restraining yourself so that you can be excited all the way through whatever that project is. But I will tell you, as you come together with other people, you will recognize that sometimes there are certain things that you want to put into effect that are a little too little and a little too late. Okay, and some of these bondings, you'll find that to be true even within those people. And when you get together with those people, there is a lot of just rewards that will be discussed. So if it's a work opportunity, for example, it could be discussing money. And I do see that a lot because of the payo and banks, like what you're getting paid. So that could play in quite large. And that would also be something to get excited about. But it could take a minute to get here. You are doing everything for the right reasons. It's not an Aquarian thing to do something for the money. It really isn't. But it is nice when you've been really working hard at something to know that there could be a light at the end of the tunnel, or as the card says, things look better than you think they do. And you might not have ever thought about, well, what if I could earn something, or, and then, you could. So that is another factor of what's going on for you in the month of July, Aquarius. So it is a time, though, to take chances. And I honestly can tell you that if you take some risks, many of them will pay off. So part of what you've been doing is something that really hasn't paid out a whole lot yet. It is a risk, but according to the Tiffany and to the Icarus and the Victoria, it will be victorious. And maybe you're even starting to see light of that. You're going to see that little bit of light this particular month. So good luck to you. I hope it works out, and I hope this helped. So with that said, I want to thank you for watching the video. Take care, be well, and as always, till we meet again, I want to wish you only happiness.